outside, I feel like, is where you really get to have fun. When it comes to plants, stuff happens. Not all of it is in your control. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are continuing this week with this whole fall transformation that we have been doing. We spent a lot of time collecting a lot of stuff for the interior. Last week, we completely transformed the inside of the apartment, and honestly, I love it. It feels so cozy in here, especially we've been having these really overcast mornings, and it just, so much. I get the candles lit. I have all the warm blankets and pillows. I love it. I am so in it. But we haven't even touched the outside yet. And the outside, I feel like, is where you really get to have fun. Not that the inside wasn't fun, because it was a lot of fun, but I think I can be a little bit more adventurous with design when it comes to the outside, because I don't really have to live in it as much. And it's more fun because you're doing it not only for yourself in the place and for your space outside, but for the people. You know, I live in an apartment complex and it faces the interior, so everybody's gonna be able to see it. And I think I can lean in more towards fall and Halloween-ish. I think I wanna do fall right now, but I think in maybe a couple weeks, when it gets closer to Halloween, I can adjust it and make it a little bit more spooky. Just have some fun with that, because why not? Tis the season. But we have some stuff to do to the patio before I can kind of transform it. We had a really good summer. When we did our spring makeover in April, I really transformed the whole space and I got a lot of new plants and everything was doing really well all summer. Until we hit early September. And two things happened. One, we had a really intense heat wave. We had like a week stretch of triple in the hundreds, and it really hurt a lot of the plants. Nothing died, I just got a lot of burnage. I already took care of a lot of the burnage that happened up in the skylight, clipped a lot of that stuff back, which is fine. It's a great time to prune anyway, pull it back so that it can get new growth on it. I need to do that to the outside. And the second thing that happened was I got new neighbors. And they're great. They seem really, really sweet. It's a new couple. I haven't had anybody live on this side of me for almost 2 years. The person moved out and they completely gutted that apartment, renovated it, made it nice, and they've been trying to sell it for a while. Finally, somebody got that apartment. Great. They seem awesome. The only problem is their AC unit blows directly into my patio. Nothing either of us can do about it. I'm not going to ask them not to use their AC unit, and it was also triple-digit weather. But it's created a challenge for me. It means that I have to figure out a new formation for a lot of my plants that are taller, because it completely decimated anything that was directly in its path. The heat was so intense that destroyed everything in its path. So we have to figure out a new formation for that. Clip those plants back that kind of got scorched on the top there. When it comes to plants, stuff happens. Not all of it is in your control. So that's okay. We need to take care of some actual just gardening stuff like that before we do the decor. But I also need to go out and collect a few things. I know I want to, do the standard pumpkins, get a lot of those like gourds. I don't know. I think we can have some fun with it and make it really fall-y out there. Anyway, there's a lot of work to be done. So let's go. Okay, you stay here. Good girl. Let's go. Get this fixed. the times they get to come to Home Depot and actually look at the plants, because I feel like most of the time I'm here like telling myself, don't go near the garden section, don't go near the garden section. But today, I get to look at plants. I'm gonna run to a different one because I actually didn't really like the selection. I mean, they had a lot. It was just all of the exact same thing, and I wasn't really thrilled about the color. So I'm gonna run over to the closest one. Let's go. Let's talk about this plant situation, because I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. It is a running theme apparently with all of the fall makeover stuff. I was trying to go for a specific color scheme. I really wanted to stay away from yellow. It's just not my color, and I really wanted to stick with the oranges and the reds and white. Home Depot didn't carry any white mums at all. I went to 2 different places, none. They came to Lowe's and they had them. They're not really great quality. I was kind of meh about them. I started putting together individual flowers and trying to come up with a color scheme, and the reds that they had, like the darker reds, were leaning towards magenta. They had like a pinkish undertone to it, and it just wasn't working. No matter what like arrangement I put together, the colors just were not working. And I finally got something, and I was like, it's gonna be a lot cheaper for me to just buy one of these already put together things. And all of them had yellow in them, and I was just, that's why I was like, no. But I was able to get 3, and it was still cheaper than the individual pieces that I was going to put together. Plus I was gonna have to get a container to put them all in, and soil, and these ones already had like a cute little faux wood barrel kind of look to them that was already there, and they were like 17 bucks a piece. So they have yellow in them, and I'm just gonna deal with it because it's a seasonal flower anyway. It's not like I'm committing to this plant like the rest of my plants to grow forever. Sometimes your design in your head doesn't necessarily go as planned, and it throws you a curveball, but we're gonna work with it. I mean, yellow's still very fall. I mean, obviously. Just wasn't in my color palette, but we'll make it work. Okay, now that we have most of our stuff, we can start the actual transformation. Before I start putting a lot of the fall decor together, I do want to go through and just kind of start trimming some of that stuff that, you know, was damaged by the AC or damaged by the heat. Just kind of pruning stuff back, making it look a lot cleaner. You know, we're going into the winter seasons. Obviously, LA doesn't get super cold, but we do have some cold days. So just kind of trim everything back so that we can have a nice fresh start at the beginning of next year. So let's do a little cleanup out there. This lavender that I planted in the spring has been really tricky for me for some reason. I bought 4 plants, 2 of them are completely thriving and 2 are just completely dead. Not sure exactly what I did differently between them. Now let's deal with the carnage that was left over from this AC unit. These plants were doing so well, it hurts my soul. So I'm going to clear everything out of this corner just so we can clean it up a little bit, and when I have a clear space I can start thinking about how I'm going to rearrange all of these things. I obviously need to prioritize the plants that are going to be lower, that the AC unit won't blow directly on. But I also need to figure out an arrangement that gives me levels and also has a very natural flow to it. It's a challenge. I kept my taller plants, the trees, closer to the door on the other side of the patio. But I also noticed that the AC flow kind of points towards the back wall, so I liked having a taller plant in front of it to kind of mask it off and give me a little bit of level on that side, just to balance the patio a little bit. And now that we have all the plants finally in order, we can just do some sweeping, some dusting, get this place looking really clean, and we can start the actual decorating process. All right, so now that we have the area kind of cleaned up and the plants kind of rearranged in a way that I don't think the AC is going to damage it anymore, we can start decorating. So I'm gonna pull everything up from the truck and let's start moving things around. So I was really torn on the hay bales because I didn't want the patio to look too kitschy. But aside from the wooden crates that I made last year, I needed something to give me levels for all the pumpkins and flowers and stuff. The hay bales from Michael's were super cheap and I ended up liking the overall look, so it worked out perfectly. I ended up using a couple of the pillow covers that I made last year, some for the autumn makeover and some for the holiday makeover. But they ended up all working for the color palette I was using this year, so why make new ones? You can see here that I was really trying to make these blue pillows work. The main reason I was doing it is because I have the blue rug, so I wanted it to tie in still, but they just were not working. So I ended up covering them with the green pillow cover that I made last year. That color palette ended up being a lot more fall and worked a lot better. All right, it is pumpkin time. And I may have gone a little overboard, but there were so many things to choose from, I couldn't decide, so I just got them all. And if you have one near you, Trader Joe's has the best pumpkin and gourd selection. So many unique shapes and sizes. Love it. We are done with this makeover. I love it out there. It's so nice that the outside now matches the inside and we have just fall everywhere. Like I said, I live in LA, so if you don't make fall yourself, you don't really get fall. We don't really have a fall season, and it feels like fall in here now. I love it so much. I'm just really gonna revel in this for the next month or two before we head into the holidays. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so now so you can catch all of those makeovers, all of those projects we have coming. We do tons of stuff, not to mention all of the vlogs that we do on the channel. Join us. I'll see you guys on the next makeover. Have a good day, guys.